Going to the game, I'm going to be playing Nautilus jungle and show you how strong Hex Flash is on this champion. In this matchup, we're currently up against Eve, and in a Nautilus versus Eve, this is a big advantage for Nautilus since his ganks are much stronger and is much more durable, especially when it comes to team fights. The only advantage that Eve has is her invisibility, and she could have a bigger presence when it comes to pickoffs. That's why what we want to do is to be able to farm up, gank as much as possible, and help our teammates snowball the game. The clear that I'm doing is a blue side clear into most likely a full clear depending on what happens. The reason why I started at the blue buff rather than the red buff is because I'd want to help this Pantheon late. Usually when you have an early game champion like Pantheon, you'd always want to help them snowball. If our Pantheon falls behind, then it's gonna be basically a 4v5. Even though the top side is also gankable with Thresh Nautilus being a good combo, I prefer to help early game champions with Pantheon getting kills plus his ultimate. He would be able to roam with me, especially at the first objectives. Zoe doing a good job first blood mid, getting the Jace behind, which is good. And here, there are two things that I could go for. If I just want to go for a full clear, I go with a second point on my third skill. But if I have plans to gank at level 3, then I would get a point in my first skill. Looking at the state of the game, since Zoe won her lane, even though Darius is a bit overextended, it's better to just farm my camps since we wouldn't be able to burst him just yet. The best time to gank with Nautilus is when you reach level 5 because you would have so much crowd control with your passive, ulti, and hook. Once you hit someone with your ulti, is basically guaranteed to be dead. Combining it with the Pantheon burst, this should be very scary for the opposing Baron laner. As much as I'd want to get level 5, their Eve has already gotten the bottom scut, so I have no choice but to go back and go for the top scut instead. It's fine as long as our Pantheon doesn't lose lane, we could go and help him later on. As I said earlier, top lane is another lane that I could go for, so while waiting for the camps to spawn, after I clear this camp, I could go for a possible gank. I just need to be a bit wary about Eve because there's a high chance that she's here. Yup, level 5, we could contest this, but looking at the priority of our lanes, Thresh and Lucian are very low, so if we go for a 3v3, this would be very hard. We look to go for a gank mid lane, but at the top lane, there's a fight that's going on. That's why we immediately go and help our team. Thresh able to get a double kill, which is big. Eve is out of position. I flash because I thought that she was there, but it's fine. Even though I burned by flash, we're still able to get the kill in the end. Good job on the Zoe for helping me as well so that we could secure the kill. Pantheon ulted mid to cover the wave, so even the opponent, they're not able to make any trades by getting our plates. With our camps spawned again, we proceed to clear this, and this is the best time to farm because we don't have our ultimate just yet. Thresh Lucian doing a good job getting a kill onto their ADC. We do not want the Zeri to get fed, but Eve shows up, goes for our Thresh. I know that she has no more ulti, so we'll just go in with our Hex Flash, auto attack, and look how strong Nautilus is in the early game. I don't even have my first item yet, and we just destroy people when we have our second skill up. Unfortunately, Zoe dies, but it's fine. We could probably gank the Jace later on. Now, with my flash down, usually it's gonna be harder to gank, but with this Hex Flash, this would give me a minor dash, allowing me to catch targets much easier. What I could do here is Hex Flash ulti, then follow up with my hook, or even Hex Flash plus just use my hook. Another good thing about Hex Flash is that you don't even need to channel this. This would give you a short distance dash, which would allow you to go over ledges as well. As long as it's not too thick, then there's no problem at all. This would make Nautilus ganks a lot scarier, even though he has no flash. Our ulti is up again. There's a ward in the side. I channel my Hex Flash, go in, and immediately go and punish this Jace. Nautilus ganks is one of the strongest. It's really hard to dodge these because the ultimate just follows you. Even though you flash away, you can just get hooked back and get an easy kill. We take the scuttler, but the problem here is that the objectives are about to spawn. I'd want to go for the dragon instead, since this could help us get soul later on. I don't know where their Eve is. Never mind. She shows in the map. And since I'm very far away, as much as I'd like to contest, I choose to go for the safer play, since our Pantheon has no priority and our Zoe is just coming from the base. Nautilus, objective secure, is pretty good with E plus smite. At 1.1k HP, it does about 300 damage, so that's perfect. And with taking our dragon, we just flash in because we have Hex Flash. You don't need to be scared about using your flash because this rune is just super nice right now. Just go in every time and catch someone. Another fight happens, but I go behind the enemy lines, tank the tower, take down the Eve, and with Hex Flash, I'm able to live. If I didn't have Hex Flash, I would have died there. So this is just one example of how you could use Hex Flash properly. We go back to base. The only bad thing is that our duo lane died, which is something that we don't want to happen, especially since their Yuumi is very scary to fight at the later stages. Cover the mid lane. We don't want to give them first tower, even though they have Herald. There's still a potential for us to get the first turret. Of course, with everything that's happened, if there's no easy lane to gank, you would want to farm your own jungle, and Nautilus clear is really fast. That's why you have no problem with clearing your camps. Another big power spike for Nautilus. We're building him as an AP bruiser. Once we get Imperial Mandate, this would give us such a big spike. Get a hook off, follow up with ulti, snare the Jace, and he's just dead. This is the power of Nautilus with all of the crowd control that we have. Not only can we stun lock the enemy, we also deal a lot of damage. Plus, we also are a bit tanky with the Rod of Ages. Usually I would go with the armor boots, but looking at their composition, they have so much AP, and since we're snowballing, Ionian boots is a much better choice. Darius, even though he tries to juke me, I have Hex Flash to go over the ledge, and as I said earlier, this is another usage of Hex Flash, making your ganks so much easier. Instead of trying to force a hook, what you could do is just Hex Flash in, auto attack to guarantee your hook to be able to hit the opponent. Q towards the wall, we have our flash just in case, but Zeri a bit fast with the Yuumi. Maybe we could try to get a catch off. Never mind, it's too fast. Jace gets a top tier tower. The only issue is that they're always getting a trade whenever we're able to gank a lane. So hopefully, in the next few moments, we're able to team fight as 5 people and get a clean win. Darius though, I don't know why he flashed there. So we'll just use our ulti, try to poke him a bit, but with Jace showing up, it's gonna be a bit hard. Get a hook onto him, then just escape since we have no more spells. Mandate is now up, which is a really good power spike, giving us more HP, AP, and extra damage if we're ganking our teammates. While waiting for the next objective to spawn, and our ultimate is on cooldown, this is the perfect time to farm. And with ulti going up in 2 seconds, we could go for a possible catch. Q flash onto the Zeri, get her pretty low, force the flash, and that is super worth because not only do we burn Zeri's flash, the Yuumi also used her ulti. And with us having Hex Flash, we have no problem burning our flash every time. Nice sleep by the Zoe. We can just follow up with our hook. Beautiful combo. And we just get another kill for free. Zeri's on the other side. So what I do here is I Hex Flash, get a snare in, and hook to be able to get a kill. My ultimate is up yet again. Very good synergy with the Thresh hook. So much crowd control. And we'll just get another kill from that point. That's why Hex Flash is so strong right now. Not only is it very useful, it's also very fun to use. Dragon is spawning 12 seconds. 2 of their members are still down. So this should be an easy dragon. All we need to worry about is a possible steal from their Eve. 2.5k, we place a control ward down so that we can guarantee that they have no vision and we could just take this for free. Second dragon into our favor, never mind, Jace wards. And with the dragon going pretty low, we have to secure this with E plus smite. 1.2k HP, perfect, we get another kill. I don't know what Pantheon was doing there, so we have to kite a bit. But with Zoe, on point with her skills, Thresh with another beautiful hook, Hex Flash in, auto attack the Zeri for the snare, and just slap her with my auto attacks. Yumi is also stuck, she can't attach to anyone else, and we get another team fight win despite our Pantheon going down. Eve is missing though, so we still have to be wary about her, but at this current state, we're super tanky and it's very hard for her to burst us down. The next item that I'm getting is Amaranth's Twin Guard. This would decrease the CC that they have, and it's very good against their lineup since they are mixed with AD plus AP. Usually, you could also go for the Visage if they're pure AP, or even the Randuins if they are pure AD. I'm not a fan of Iceborne Gauntlet because the damage is not that big and you don't get as much of a power spike with your tankiness as well. Of course, our camps are up. We just want to clear this, and the next objective that we want to go for is the Baron. Pickoffs are also available with Flash up. You always want to look for someone to take down or a fight. I see that their blue is up, and this is something that I would want to go for. Lucian is a bit away, and with Eve, just flash ult, don't care. Unfortunately, we don't burn anything, but it's fine. We have our Hex Flash, so we don't need to worry about having no flash anytime soon. We'll just take the blue buff for ourselves. Lucian gets caught on the top side with Zeri Yumi, taking him down, which is good on their part. With no one showing up, the next best thing to do is to bait them for Baron, but since our Lucian is still down, we need to cover our top side. There's a chance that they could go for Baron, but since their ADC is on the top side, they wouldn't be able to clear this as fast as they would want to. Zeri is out of position, Thresh good play, Hex Flash over the wall, get another kill, take down the Yumi as well, and there's just no counterplay to my Hex Flash plus ulti combo. The best that they could do is possibly Veil, but with so much crowd control from our team, it's not enough to stop our CC layering. I saw Eve at the top side, so there's no problem, and with two of their members down, we could basically just start this Baron. My ulti is gonna be up in 5 seconds. If in case they go for the contest, I could just Hex Flash ulti someone, and they would just die. I don't know what my team is doing with two members down. Super unfortunate. The only thing I'm worried about here is that I don't know if it's warded, and with the Zeri Yumi up, it's gonna be very risky to start this objective. That's why what we want to do is to get a catch onto anyone. Yep, I think the Darius gets caught, force the flash, and that's good enough for us. I'm double thinking if there's a ward on where the scuttler is. That's why I want to pop this crying orb to make sure that there's no vision. Once we confirm that there's no vision, what we could do is go back to the Baron pit, but with my teammates wanting to go back to base, we'll just play the safe route. Next item that we go for is Spirit Visage, giving us more magic resist and increasing our shield, stone plate, and our second skill. Looking at their lineup, it's also heavy AP with Eve, Zeri, and Yumi. This would help so much. Their Jace is not that strong, so I don't need to worry about buying armor anytime soon. We get another crucial catch on their duo lane. Really good. Even though Baron is open for them to take, they just don't have the speed to take this down. Eve showing up. I don't know what she's doing. Tries to burst the Zoe, but yeah, she just dies as well, giving us an easy access to both the Baron and the Soul. Eve is still dead for 30 seconds, so the better choice here is to just go for the Baron. In case they go for the Dragon, Pantheon is there to be able to contest, as well as our Zoe. He's even starting it by himself, which I think is a bit greedy. But it's fine. I think he just pulled it, so even better. We get the Barons for free. Their jungler is still dead. So what I want to do here is to get the dragon as soon as possible. Once we get this, we would have Soul plus Baron buff, which would be pretty good. Mountain Soul is good for us. Having a lot of HP, we get more durability. Plus, it helps deny the burst coming from the opponents. We just want to take this blue buff before going back to base. With Spirit Visage up, we should be able to pressure their lates. Last item that I'm gonna go for is dependent on the enemy team. I could go for more tankier stats, or I could just go for damage. Looking at my score though, 12-0, I'm most likely going for more damage. Looking at the Morello for anti-healing, but I could also go for the Trident if they build any shielding. Lucian though gets caught. I also get caught. Flash away. Good Lantern by the Thresh. I got poked a bit, but with my HP still pretty healthy, we're able to go back. Zoe though is popping off, getting pickoffs left and right. Even though our Lucian went down, it's still a 2-for-1 exchange. Another hook onto the Zeri, which is big. The only ones left are the Eve and Yumi, and that's just not enough to defend the base. Yep, just ulti, get another kill, and secure the win. Pretty clean game. This is why Nautilus jungle is so strong, especially with the AP Bruiser build. Not only are you very tanky, you also deal so much damage and have a lot of CC. Combined with the Hex Flash, this also gives you so much mobility. 91% in Challenger. Zoe gets MVP. You know what? She deserves it. 12-0 and 10. Super clean game. Look at her damage dealt. That's why she got MVP. 37k. All we needed to do was CC people in place, let our team deal damage, and yeah, that's GG. Hope you guys enjoyed our Nautilus jungle. Thanks for watching. Peace out and see you next time. Bye bye.